Evening peeps, evening, welcome back to the channel. So tonight we're back with the P1 boys and then Nissan GR2 League. It is a bop on no tuning league as it says on screen there. We were live last week from St. Croix, so tonight round 2 live from Red Bull Ring. We've got a 10-minute qualifier. I think it was 15 minutes last week, but it has been reduced to 10 minutes, followed by a 15-minute sprint race. And then we have a little bit of a break, and then we jump into the 30-minute feature race tonight. We'll jump into points in a second. There we go, start date last week. A little bit late tonight, apologies people, had updates on the computer to do. So leading the way, or I say leading the way, joint first is Dizzy and Manny, both on 28.5 points after last week's 2 races. Dylan sitting in third with 27 points. He pushed hard last week to try and get better, but unfortunately wasn't able to. Mocking Weeks takes fourth with 18 points. Fifth, oh, I'm going to have to go, can I go back a little bit? Oh, I can't. I'm going to have to be quicker with those. Rob S, 12 points. 7th place. Apache in 8th with 11.5 points. Raffo with 10.5 points. Pilgrim with 8 points. Ricky J with 7 points. And P1 Don, no points on the board. So, merch still available, people. T-shirts and stickers, if you want any of those, hit me up at dartsmoker@googlemail.com. Other than that, let's get into this race lobby. So, who have we got in tonight? We have got Dylan, Dizzy, Raffo, Manny, Apache. We've got Mocking Weeks, Welly Bob, who was here last week. Rob S. We don't belong here. Okay, maybe he won't belong here. We'll see. I don't know whether he's stopping around. Dodgy's in the house and Pilgrim also. So a good selection of drivers on track tonight. Let's get the nonsense on then. Again, still no keyboard options yet from the PlayStation boys, and it does still give you epilepsy when I flick through the drivers because it doesn't single out the list, doesn't bypass the list when you press the R2 anymore, sorry, the L2. So this must be qualifying then. Hot laps done. Out laps on the way now then. So Raffo, first man out on track. The liveries all the same on these Nissans, just different colour variations between them. Plenty of logos of mine smashed over those as well. Thank you, boys. Oh, tricky round that final corner. Let's go on board for a lap with Manny. So crosses the start-finish line up towards turn 1. Tricky 90-degree corner, hard on the brakes. Got to catch the apex. Whoa, and then be careful that that doesn't happen. Exactly what I was going to say. You just got to be careful on the throttle. And then down towards turn 2. Again, real tricky corner. It's an over 90-degree elbow. Again, you've got to hug that outside line. Try and cut the apex as tight as possible. Don't get on the power too early. Otherwise, you risk spinning those rears up. Oh, sorry, you've got no sound, have you? Now you have. So down towards turn 3, another over 90-degree elbow again. Running downhill, tricky. You've got to be good on the brakes so as not to run it out wide onto that sand gravel patch there. And try and keep those rear wheels under control. Towards turn 4. Yeah, just got to be feathering that throttle through there so as not to run it wide. Down towards turn 5 into turn 6. Okay, not quite under qualifying conditions yet then. dashboards. Okay, lobby being reset now, I think. Yep, there we go. So qualifying just about to get underway then. Yeah, apologies, I was a little bit late tonight. Computer decided it wanted to do updates, so I couldn't actually get to anything before it did those. Turn the nonsense on again. So on board with Raffo. You've seen these corners already. Heading towards that tricky turn 3. He has got a great big pile of cars behind him as well, so again this is only an outlap, so I expect them to be taking it a little bit easy. Not wanting to blow tyres out too quickly. So really we've only missed the last couple of corners of this circuit. There's a shorter variation as well, but it's not going to be used for the GR2s, that's for sure. So we came out of this complex, we were just coming up to the penultimate corner, and then we got cut off. So there we go, second to last corner. Past the pit entrance and then into the final corner, back onto this start-finish straight. There is outlap done. Now we can start seeing what sort of times people are going to be putting in. Again, that turn 1, it's a tricky one. You can see everybody just getting the rears a little bit loose through there. On the overrun as well, burbling exhaust, that's what we like to hear. So yeah, the livery's all the same, just different colours between them. Let's go and find out where Raffo is, not quite around this circuit yet. Just a 10-minute qualifier then, we are 2.5 minutes into that already. Moderation, shut up YouTube. Close you. So here we go then, hot lap starting to come in. It is Mocking Weeks currently sitting on pole position, so we've got drivers to cross the line yet, so that could all change. Still 7 minutes left of this qualifying session. And there we go, Dylan already pops himself past Mocking Week, so he now takes pole position. It's a little bit wavy through turn 1 though. And he has managed to put in a 120.2 so far, has Dylan. One more driver yet to cross the line. So Mocking Week gets pushed into second for the time being. Dizzy in third. Fourth. Manny and Dizzy both taking wins last week. Dylan trying his hardest but just didn't quite manage to make it work. Raffo sitting in 5th currently. Pilgrim 6th. Rob S 7th. Apache in 8th. Welly Bob 9th. We Don't Belong Here in 10th. Dodgy in 11th. So it is currently Dylan then. First man out on track, it was this man. We've already got drivers coming into the pits to change tyres. And he back across the line, back into 3rd position. It's Dizzy that came into the pits then. So Mocking goes a bit quicker, closes that gap down on Dylan. It's to just over 0.6 of a second. Dylan unable to go quicker on that 3rd lap. So almost halfway into this qualifying session. very close then. Dylan just managed to sweep up the inside of Apache. Managed to get himself a 0.5 of a second penalty though. No. Lobby's actually looking a bit stronger tonight. Less glitching on the corners, that's for sure. It's just a stronger connection tonight. I'm not sure. I am hardwired into everything, so doubtful it's my connection. Right, what can Manny do? Coming up to the line now. I think Mockins just chucked himself in the pits as well. Moves up another position then, Manny, on slightly worn, racing soft as well. He's managed to find some time, a 120.4. Oh, there's that turn one, spinning the rears up with those slightly worn tyres. Into the wall he goes. Damage should be on light, I think, so it should repair itself. That brings himself within 2/10 of Dylan's time. Dylan's still rolling about with that penalty. Guess he's got rid of one and picked up another. So Manny into second, Mocking back out on a fresh set of racing soft, so an out for him. Stick onto the back end of Raffo, so he's not pressuring his tyres quite as much. Pilgrim's managed to squidge his way up into 4th position, 121.2 at the minute. Does he 5th, 121.2 as well. Robert S currently 6th, 121.4 for him. Raffo, oh, we're just catching him, putting it the right way round on track, coming through. That's that naughty turn 3. Again, it's downhill, it's off camera as you run through it as well. No longer run off. So Raffo 7th, 121.4 for him. He's just staying out of the way as this pile of faster drivers come through. We don't belong here, sitting in 8th, 121.8 for him. Welly Bob 9th, 121.8. P1 Apache currently 10th with a 122.0, and Dodgy at the minute rolling around at the back of the pack with a 123.3. No Ricky J tonight. Where's Ricky J tonight? So Dylan's decided he doesn't like those tyres. He's going to change them out for a fresh set. Now then, and he also come out on a fresh set of tyres, just scrubbing them off on the way down to turn 1. Sorry, turn 2. Dylan right behind him though. 2 minutes left in this qualifying session, so he will get across the line and get to have another lap, as will Dylan. Can he find any more time? Can Manny find a little bit more time on those fresher tyres? Mocking as well. Oh, Mocking's got a penalty. Ooh, he's got one more chance. Gets slowed down there through the penalty zone. Back up to speed now though. Unfortunately it takes more than the allotted time. So whatever it says on screen, half a second, you probably lose about a second overall. So now it's on then. Last chance saloon for Mocking. Follows him through as well. This will be his final lap once he crosses the line. The same for Dylan. As we went along here, just coming to the line as well. So this is it then. Can anyone unseat Dylan? He needs the points to try and claw his way back towards the 2 in front of him in the championship. Manny and Dizzy, both a couple of points ahead of him. Again, fresh set of tyres, using all of the circuit into turn 3. It's just where we saw Raffo putting it back on track. Pilgrim looks quite happy with his 4th at the minute. He's got a 121.0, so he's parked himself as far off track as he can in the gravel. We don't belong here's gone quicker as well, a 121.3, so he slots himself into 5th right at the end of qualifying. S also going a bit quicker into 6th. Now taking out a set of tyres before the race. Raffo currently 7th, 1:21.4. He's not been able to beat that lap 2 time. Welly Bob 1:21.8, so 8th for him. Apache 9th, 1:22.0. Dodgy in the pits. What's he got? 22.5 for Dodgy, and Dizzy also in the pits. No lap time. So Dylan, where's his time gone? I was going to say he's just found some more time there. 1:19.7. Takes out Raffo in the process. So found about half a second then at the end of qualifying did Dylan. And he holds on to that second at 1:20.4. Mockin takes 3rd. We Don't Belong Here. Oh, goes even quicker. 1:20.8. Squadges into 4th position then for We Don't Belong Here. Pilgrim 5th. Rob S 6th. Raffo 7th. Welly Bob getting launched in 8th. Apache in 9th. Dodgy 10th, and Dizzy still sat in the pits in 11th. Not sure where you came in the grid order there, Dizzy. But you ought to get yourself out the pits. Across that first timing line just to make that timer. It's all kicking off at turn 1. Look. Just a pile of smoke at the top of that hill. There you go. There's the reason. Chaos. General chaos. Pilgrim being all sensible. Bob stopped being fired into. Hello marshals in your marshal's box. So we wait for the grid order to be set, and then we crack on with race 1. 15-minute sprint race here at Red Bull Ring. And we drink some brown sugary hotness. That'll do it. There we go then, qualifying done. Into race 1. I do have to jump out, jump back in, otherwise we lose trackside cameras. Here we go then, the red light's on. Don't worry peeps, I'll go back in. There we go, right, back on board with Dylan. We'll wait till we get through turn 1 before we put the nonsense on, but Manny's having a look side by side with Dylan. A little bit of a nudge, pushes him off track. He may pick up a penalty for that, but that allows Mockin to go through. Dizzy's also squeezed his way through into 3rd as well. Didn't actually see where you ended up on the grid. He's now having a look at Dylan himself down into turn 2. Oh, Dylan's run wide. Dizzy sneaks up the inside, gets himself into 2nd. Dylan 3rd then. Manny in 4th. I won't read out that. We Don't Belong Here in 5th. A big gap back to Welly Bob in 6th. Being harassed by Raffo in 7th. Rob S in 8th. Pilgrim 9th. Apache 10th. Dodgy in 11th. Right, nonsense. I'll put the nonsense on. So back up front then. Mockin still holding the lead. About half a second over Dizzy at the minute. Dylan's right there in 3rd though. Being chased by Manny and We Don't Belong Here. Top 5. About a second, just over a second in front of the chasing pack. We Don't Belong Here gets a little bit squirrely through there. Keeps on track. Everyone veering across. Picks up a penalty though. Everybody veering across track, trying to pick up a bit of a slipstream. We've got Welly Bob under pressure from Raffo. Welly Bob goes defensive. Raffo trying to run around the outside. Still side by side. Raffo's carried better speed low down towards turn 2. Now can Welly Bob reuse that slipstream to slingshot his way back past into 5th. Back at the inside. Raffo's giving him plenty of room, far too much. In fact, runs himself wide. Now puts himself under pressure. Welly Bob goes through. Rob S now looking for a way through as well. Raffo gets pushed down into 8th then. battling out for 9th and 10th. Panchi just up the inside. A little bit of contact between those two, but no dramas. Dodgy lost a little bit of time. 2.5 seconds down already. The work to do then. Back up front. Mockin still leading. Pulled a little bit more time over Dizzy. But literally nothing in it. Unfortunately, we don't belong here. Oh, he's picked up a penalty. He's got it wrong somewhere. Picked himself up a penalty. Had to lose that. So he's now fallen off the back of that top 4 fight now by 2.5 seconds. Still got 2 seconds over this man here though, Welly Bob. Still under pressure from that chasing pack though. Sorry, not Rafa in the back, it's Apache again. Having a look at Rob S. To turn 1. Apache's also got himself a penalty here. Dodgy closed that gap back up 1.5 seconds. Board with race leader Mockin then. Get to see him in action through turn 3. Mirrors the chasing pack, Dizzy, Dylan, Manny. There they are, Dizzy. Top 3 then, put a little bit of a gap. Manny's dropped off this fight a little bit. Top 3, there is nothing in it between them, half a second between each driver. Dylan's run wide through there, may pick up a penalty. Wide you have to run through there to pick up a penalty, but it's not too far off circuit. Mockin then pulls a little bit more time over Diz, that gets the gap almost to a second here. Dizzy is closing back down, but Mockin Weeks will be happy to see that gap at nearly a second, that's for sure. Exit through turn 2 there as well. This is a little bit of time. This 720. So Dizzy and Dylan still just half a second back each from each other. Manny though, unfortunately 1.7 seconds down. He's still got a second penalty to lose as well. We don't belong here now. Fallen off that by 3.2 seconds. He will close back up on Manny, but not enough even with that little penalty. Raffo in 6th. Managed to make his way past Welly Bob. Welly Bob. Holding up a couple of drivers here. Rob S now having a look up the inside down towards the penultimate turn. Almost the wrong driver. Gets his way through down into the final corner in front of Welly Bob. Now Pilgrim in the background now chasing down Welly Bob. Let's get ourselves on board with Pilgrim. Almost side by side with Welly Bob, but Welly Bob almost outbreaks himself. Pilgrim has to gather that one up as well. Loses out in that little fight with Welly Bob. He's got a mirror full of Apache close it up as well. Rear end through turn 2 down towards turn 3. He's not close enough to make a move down towards turn 3, that's for sure. Yeah, everybody being real careful through turn 3. It's a tricky corner. Front, Welly, sorry, we don't belong here, just losing his penalty. Top 3 then, still pretty much bumper to bumper. Mockin Weeks has now found a whole second in between himself and Dizzy. Dizzy has got a mirror full of Dylan to contend with, so he's he's a little bit more concerned with what's in his rear view mirror than what's in front of him at the minute. Again, it is only a short little 15-minute race. Just back off the throttle through there. He does close upon Mocky Week, so takes a tenth out of that time. Again, pulls a tiny bit more over Dylan, but there is still only 1.5 seconds between the top three. Now 4 seconds back. We Don't Belong Here another 3.7 seconds back. Raffo just 1.8 seconds back, 1.7 seconds back from We Don't Belong Here, so slowly closing up on that 5th place. We are starting to see the tyre wear kick in though, so we may see incidents and accidents as we come towards the end of this 15-minute race. Drivers still trying to push as hard as they did at the beginning of the race and realising they haven't got the grip. He's got himself a penalty as well. Loses that through that back straight. Absolutely nothing in it between these three. Nobody made any mistakes. Dylan's a little bit wide there. Does slow him down loads. In fact, he loses about 0.3 of a second through that little mistake. Look at the gap that's developed between himself and Dizzy. Dizzy's all over the rear bumper of Mocky Weeks now. Let's get a little bit of shaky cam going. See if Dizzy decides to go for a move. Straight. None of these drivers got penalties, so they won't be slowed down through there. Dizzy does close up on Mockin as they come into this penultimate turn, closes up a little bit more through there. Almost pushing him through the final turn. Again, Mockin Weeks veers across circuit to try and avoid that toe. It's worked out so far for him. 3 drivers getting through there cleanly. Able to make a move here then. Nearly 10 minutes into this one, 5 minutes left. Mocky Weeks has led from the start. He has got Dizzy all over him now, just a quarter of a second in it. Dizzy will get a good run down towards turn 3, but Mockin, as you can see, is hugging this side of the circuit. He'll make Dizzy work for it if he wants to do it. Does manage just to fire his way through then. Diz gets himself into first. Now Dylan won't be happy with that. He'll want to get his way past Mocky Weeks as soon as possible, but obviously Mocky Weeks, oh look at this, Dylan takes a slightly tighter turn through turn 4, gets his nose up the inside looking to make the move, but Mocky Weeks keeps his foot in. Unfortunately Dylan has to hold on to that 3rd position, but it does look like he might be trying to come up the inside and turn. Sorry, the final turn doesn't work through there either. Managed to get a good run out of this final corner to make a move on Mockin. Closes up slowly. Is it going to be enough before turn 1? Dylan then goes slightly to the inside, just shows Mocky Weeks is there. The driver's looking for a good drive out of turn 1 there. The whole time, look, Dizzy just disappearing a second down the road now. Looks at the inside at turn 2. Great big pile of brake there from Mocky Weeks. Dylan again. Not able to get the power down early enough to close up on Mockin. Dizzy not fully escaped yet. Just 1.1 seconds up the road again. This is where there could be trouble. Dylan again looked to get his nose up the inside through turn 4. Didn't work. He's right on the rear bumper of Mockin as they come through turn 5 into turn 6. Has a look around the outside this time. again, Dylan just has to slot in behind Mockin, nowhere for him to go without being pushed out wide there. Now he needs a really good run here. Again, just a quarter of a second back. It is closing as they come up towards turn 1, but it's not going to be enough again. 2.5 minutes remaining. Dizzy now running away with this one, 1.7 seconds up the road. This little tiny battle between these two. It's costing them a tenth of a second, but Dylan leaves the car on the inside, slots his way up the inside there, but does he get the power on the run out? Or is Dylan Mockin side by side down towards turn 3? This could get tricky. Still side by side through there, plenty of respect given, but it is Dylan that keeps that power on. Gets himself through into second. Mockin Weeks then led all the way through till this last couple of laps. Needs to have just piled a little bit of pressure on him, but Dizzy now 2 seconds up the road from Dylan. It's going to be hard push for Dylan to bring that back in. A minute and a half. Mockin then third, Manny fourth. We don't belong here in 5th. Close right up by Raffo. Raffo just 0.8 of a second back, so we don't belong here. Could be in trouble for that 5th. Rob S 7th. A little bit of a empty track either side of him. Welly Bob in 8th, again bit of an empty track. Dodgy 9th. Pilgrim in 10th and Apache in 11th. So all changed at the back then. Dizzy now just 1.5 seconds lead. Needs to make no mistakes here. Dylan, it's going to be hard push to close that time down again. I said that, he's already taken half a second out of Dizzy's time. We are running out of corners here at Red Bull Ring. We're into the final minute of the race, so when they cross the line that will be it, I think. They'll get across the line for a second, another lap at least. Another 10th out. Dizzy is still leading though, 1.4 seconds. Just 2 corners to go then for Dizzy to take the win. It looks like he's backed off a little bit. Gap just over a second now. He's not had to push it super hard. Here he is then, it's going to take the win here in race 1 tonight. A good race by Dylan as well, taking second. Mockin Weeks led all the way until those last couple of laps. He takes 3rd then. Manny's going to come home in 4th. We Don't Belong Here takes 5th. Rob S takes 6th. What happened to Raffo? Welly Bob 7th. Raffo, what happened? You end up backwards, takes 8th. Dodgy takes 9th. Pilgrim is going to take 10th. And Apache comes home for 11th. Backwards and into the wall. So race 1 done and dusted. Hopefully the time is not on 3 minutes again this week. Race timer was super long in the first race and like literally kicked us out of the lobby in race 2. It's bizarre. There he is, race winner. Oh, they did cross the line. Apologies. Top 3 did get across. I thought Dizzy had took it. All right. Well, here we are then. Come on to the same point. It is still the same order. It is Dizzy that takes the win. Dylan takes 2nd and Mockin takes 3rd. I don't know why I didn't realise that, because I forgot to adjust my TV screen size, so I can't actually see the checkered flags on my viewing screen, but it is on my PC. So yeah, missed a lap there, sorry people. But Dizzy did take the win, I wasn't lying. Again, Mockin literally led that one till about the 12th minute. Dizzy just managed to find a way past. Took Dylan another lap or so, but finally managed to just find a little opening. Got his way past Mockin as well. Push knocking down to third, unfortunately. Interested to know what happened to Raffo. He was closing up on We Don't Belong Here. Into that last couple of laps. Ended up 2 places back. Again, block livery on the overalls as well. Good lad. Dizzy taking a race 1 win then. So there'll be a little bit of a break and then we jump into race 2. It's a full half-hour race. They do have to use 2 compounds of tyre. It will involve a pit stop as well to take on board fuel, otherwise you won't finish the race. So a little bit more strategy involved in race 2. Drivers will be in the pits now, changing tyres, getting their first set on for race 2. Probably be a mix of softs and mediums, I would expect. So reverse grid for race 2 as well. Lobby settings being changed then. Does look a little bit damp out on track. Let's see what tyres people are rolling about on, shall we? Yes, we've got wets and inters, so it won't be soft and mediums at all. It'll be full on headlights, wipers going at full tilt. Wets and inters, so they may not need to stop for tyres then, depending on how the weather holds out. If it stays dry, if it stays wet for the whole race, they probably get away with 1 set. I don't know if there's a mandatory pit stop. But if it dries up, that set of wets will get destroyed pretty damn quick. Weather turned here then at Red Bull Ring. So a couple of drivers opting for the inters, Mocking Weeks being one of those. Again, does he know something we don't? Patchy on the wets, inters for Raffo, wets for Dizzy, inters for Dylan, Welly Bob on the wets, everybody else on the wets as well. It's only about 2 or 3 drivers on the inters then. That's not on the line, Welly Bob. Tricky round here in the wet, especially lap 1 when they're all vying for position. Turns 1, 2 and 3 are going to be really tricky here in the wet. Really cautious with the throttle on the exit of these corners. It's not raining too badly. Oh, they've got to have the wipers on, look. Nah, it's not bad. It's not bad. Doesn't look like it's actually raining, just looks like wet on circuit, but again, we'll see. I can't actually pull up the weather map. Don't get that feature. different tyres in these different conditions. And then we will crack on race 2. Pretty much got a hang of that. So can Manny, Dylan all mocking make their way through to the front from the back? Can they take a second podium position here tonight? Starting from the back, different conditions could make it very tricky for them battling through the field. But you, like me, will have to wait and see when the race kicks off. Were we given a time? I don't think we were we? No actual raindrops on screen, so it doesn't look like it's actually raining here at Red Bull Ring. Less spray coming off the back of the cars as well. Right, here we go then. Shout being given, have a good race all. Here we go then, race 2, just about to get underway. I'll have to jump out again, otherwise it won't give me trackside cams. Not a great start from Raffo, slow off the line. Driver's going wide through turn 1, Raffo goes wide. So that has allowed, put nonsense on again, apologies. Stupid game. So that has allowed Welly Bob through to the front. He is under pressure from Rob Estelo for that top spot as they run into turn 2. Rob S up the inside, Welly Bob goes a bit deep through there, as does... that not We Don't Belong Here. I think it's Dylan. It's already up to 4th position. There is Dylan trying to make his way through, but it is Rob S that's leading the way at the minute. Welly Bob in 2nd. We Don't Belong Here 3rd. P1 Dylan in 4th. Dizzy right on his tailpipes for 5th. Raffo 6th. Pilgrim 7th. In 8th, Dodgy 9th, Mockinwig struggling to get through the pack, he's still held up in 10th, and Manny in 11th, on the way back as well, 2.2 seconds at the minute. And here we go, Rob S then leads us through, Welly Bob in 2nd, pressure from Dylan, Dylan gets his way past We Don't Belong Here, Raffo squeezes his way through, what's happened to Dizzy, he's been pushed back to 6th. So let's get ourselves on board with Dylan then, closing up on Welly Bob. Gets himself up the inside into turn 1. Nobody close enough to slot the way through as well. So Dylan gets his way through to first. Rob S is the only car in front of him now, just a second between these two. Turn 2 for the second time in race 2 then. Whirly Bob gets a little bit wrong through there. Smooths the pack round behind. Raffo closes up then. We Don't Belong Here closes up. Dizzy again not able to make his way through at the minute. Currently held up in 6th. Mocking Weeks has managed to make his way through though into 7th. Oh, We Don't Belong Here goes for a move. Doesn't work out, loses the tail of that Nissan. Puts him right onto the rear spoiler of Raffo though. He has got a mirror full of Dizzy. Nobody's spinning around yet, amazing. Mocking Weeks is 7th, looking to close it up. Actually in 8th, Manny 9th, Dodgy in 10th. 6.3 seconds in 11th. Oh, a little bit of front end damage as well for Pilgrim. He's been off somewhere and fired it into a wall. So position swapping. Raffo, We Don't Belong Here, Dizzy, Welly Bob all swapping positions. Raffo into 3rd then. We Don't Belong Here 4th, Dizzy 5th, Mocking Weeks 6th. Welly Bob pushed down to 7th. Oh, he's coming back at Mocking Weeks through turn 1 though. Doesn't work out. Raffo doesn't have a good exit. Mocking Weeks is now going to have a look at him. Through he goes. Now towards turn 2. Dizzy thinks about slotting one back on the inside, but it's not going to work through there. Needs a good exit to run down towards turn 3. Maybe make a move down there, but Mocking Weeks gets a good drive out. 7/10 of a second between himself and Dizzy. No chance for Dizzy to make a move into turn 3 here. While we've been chatting, Dylan has caught up with Rob S and overtaken him. Into first he goes then, 0.7 of a second ahead of Rob S already. Raffo another 2 seconds down in 3rd. We Don't Belong Here 4th. Mocking Weeks now 5th. Dizzy 6th. Bob in 7th, in 8th, Apache 9th, Dodgy 10th, Pilgrim even further back, 16.6 seconds. Really struggling here, I think, on the wets. Dylan's not though. 2-second lead as across the line to start lap 4, thanks. And pulling more time over Rob S. Raffo another 1.9 seconds down. We Won't Belong Here having a go at Mocking Weeks in the background, but Mocking Weeks holds his own into 4th position. Now Dizzy stuck back in 6th still. Now we're going to see Dizzy make a move into turn 2 this time. Still 7th, Manny 8th. Someone is in the pits. It is Pilgrim. A fresh set of tyres on. He's gone for softs. Interesting choice. Damage repaired as well. I'm not sure if damage was set on hard in the half-an-hour races, but let's see if Pilgrim can make these softs work. Again, it doesn't look like it's actually raining, so it might make a dry line here. Give Pilgrim the advantage. He can always run off circuit if the tyres are starting to get a bit hot. We'll see how he gets on with that. He is currently 40 seconds down from Scooby. He's a whole 51 seconds down from Dylan. Dylan is just finding more and more time here. 3.1 seconds over Rob Eston. Third, but under pressure from Mocking Weeks. I did see Mocking Weeks dive off to the wet side of the circuit. He's having a look at Raffo here. He's got a good drive as they head down towards turn 3. He's got the inside line, has Mocking. Through he goes into 3rd then, so he's got a 2.6 second gap between himself and 2nd place. He is already 6 seconds down from race leader Dylan. managed to make his way past We Don't Belong here. Still got Raffo between himself and Mocking Weeks though. And he himself is nearly 7.5 seconds down from race leader Dylan. New driver tonight, We Don't Belong here, seems to be doing alright. Just been harassed by the faster drivers from the P1 stables. Manny holding 7th, he's also managed to make his way past Welly Bob. Dodgy in 9th, Apache 10th. Pilgrim, here's he getting on with those softs. See the slightly lighter line on the circuit here then. It seems to be drying out a little bit. Pilgrim can stick to that. He might be on for a few fast laps here. But again, he's just got to make sure he sticks to that lighter bit of the circuit. Otherwise it could all go horribly wrong for him. Oh, just like that. Oh my God, just like that. He sticks a wheel on the wet curbing. It spins the rears up, and there he is in the gravel. Commentator's curse. He's going to struggle to get that pointing in the right direction now as well. Slightly damp circuit with soft tyres. For all that hard work that Pilgrim put in, he's now thrown it all in the gravel trap. Dylan then just continuing to stretch out up front. 4.9 seconds, 5 seconds over Rob. Weeks now only 1.5 seconds back. Dizzy has managed to make his way past Raffo as well, so into 4th, now chasing down Mockin. Nearly 9 minutes into race 2, 21 minutes left. There's that dry line. Starting to see a bit of wear show up on the rears of the Inters. Showing on the front and rears of the wets. Again, if they just stick to the slightly wetter lines, it will keep them cool. But Mocking Weeks has closed up even more on Rob S. He's now within slipstream range. It's a 1/6 of a second and closing down in towards turn 1. Oh! Rob S gets a little bit sideways through there. Mocking Weeks then, can he take advantage into turn 2? Around the inside, side by side as they hit turn 2. Mocking Weeks does go through though. Charge is now on. So what has he got? 6.9 seconds between himself and Dylan. Difficult task that is. Rob S will be hanging on to his rear end. Dizzy will be wanting to make his way up towards these pair as well. Raffo holding 5th. We don't belong here. 6th. 7th. 5th, Manny. Got it all wrong somewhere, Manny. Welly Bob 8th. Apache in 9th. Big gaps then developing. Dodgy in 10th. Pilgrim. Long way back then. 1 minute 12 from Dylan. 41 seconds behind Dodgy. Again, needs to get those softs hooked up. Now it's drying out. More and more time, 7.1 seconds. Rob S and Dizzy. Rob S just loses out. Dizzy comes back through to take 3rd. Now, did I see a bit of rain coming down then? Oh, Rob S far too deep into turn 2. He's fired himself off circuit. That fight with Dizzy now. He's going to put himself under pressure from Raffo. Raffo's only 1.6 seconds down. Closes up a little bit now towards turn 3. What's that tyre situation looking like? So the wet's showing a little bit more wear on than the Inters that Raffo's running, so you expect Raffo to keep closing that gap. Once he gets in the slipstream range, just under a second. bit deep through there, keeps it on the circuit just. A little bit deep through there, no, not enough though. He's managed to pick himself up a penalty. Rob S has done the same thing though. There is now only 0.8 of a second in it between them. Still 0.8. Can he close up this lap? Can he overtake him before they get to that penalty dropping range area? Yeah, towards turn 2. Taking his time through there. Rob S doesn't want to get the rears of that Nissan lit up. Has lost 0.2 of a second though to Raffo behind. Holding on to it for the time being though, Rob. Turn 5 and turn 6, and then we hit that penalty range, that penalty zone. There was just 1/4 of a second in it between them. It has dropped back down to that, but Raffo already up the inside as they come out of turn 6. Both drivers slow down, but Raffo will have the inside line into this penultimate corner. He does get himself through into 4th. Rob S chucks himself in the pits though. That's him out of that fight for the time being. Back up the front. Dylan still rolling about 7.4 seconds ahead of anyone else. Still on the inters. Week's still on the inters as well. He's another 2.3 seconds ahead of Dizzy, who's also on the inters. Big gap back to Raffo then, who's in 4th. 8.6 seconds. Top 4 not stopped yet. We don't belong here, not stopped yet either. So top 5. S just coming out of the pits. First set of tyres, apologies, not the first set of tyres because Pilgrim put a set of softs on and he is actually holding fastest lap so far, 1:25.8, so has found some time on the softs but not enough to close up to the front runners. So Dylan not stopped yet, just about at the halfway mark. Will we see him come in at the end of this lap? Yes, we do. He was hugging that right hand side, so in the race leader comes. Will Mocky Weeks follow him in? Yes, he does. Dizzy in as well. Top 3 in. Will we see Raffo follow suit? No, Raffo's staying out. We don't belong here. Finds himself in the pits, and I think Apache not stopped yet. Penalty to lose. Yes, should go through. He's on a fresh set of tyres. He does. Apache doesn't stop. Manny has already stopped. Willie Bob stopped. Dodgy stopped. Pilgrim stopped quite early on for those softs. Pressure on Dodgy around there. Both drivers on soft tyres, but Dodgy's tyres a couple of laps fresher. Oh, he's run himself off circuit. He's being pressured by Pilgrim through there. But current race leader Raffo still not stopped on his tyres. He's only 5.3 seconds ahead of race leader. Again, he'll lose all that when he comes in the pits. On the softs, so we've seen that dry line appear then. Decided he must have seen the lap time of Pilgrim go in. Oof, we'll have some of that. Manny's now put fastest lap of the race in. He's put in a 1:24.2. Again, fresh set of softs. We'll see how Dizzy, Dylan and Mockin do on that fastest lap board. And they cross the line. Oh, Mockin! Get it together. Well held, Mockin. Well held. Got it completely wrong through there. I was expecting that to go horribly wrong, but well held, Mockin. All the drivers off the circuit through turn 1. Who is it? Who was it parked up at the side of the track? Oh, dodgy. Fresh set of boots on. I'm not sure if you've got that wrong coming out of the pits. No, because you've got fresh tyres on anyway, so must have just got it wrong coming through turn 1. There is race leader Raffo being slowly but surely closed down by previous race leader Dylan. He will become race leader again when Raffo pits. Gap only down to 2 seconds as well. So we're never going to see Raffo come in then. Is he going to come in this lap? I think he's the only driver that hasn't stopped yet. In he comes this lap then, releases Dylan. He's now got a clear track in front of him. Coming through, but a long way down. Dylan just going through turn 1. Locking Weeks heading up there now. Let's see what the gap is. 8.8 seconds. Dylan putting in fastest lap 1:23.1. These boys just want to hope it doesn't rain again in the last 12 minutes or so. And then second, Manny currently sitting in third. Raffo backwards for 4th, 5th, maybe 6th. Raffo got turn 1 all wrong. Onto the grass he goes. No damage unfortunately, but it's great big spanner in his works, that's for sure. 6th then, Willie Bob 7th, Apache in 8th. Again, another penalty for Apache. Must be just running it a little bit wide through that final turn, or through turn 1, one of the two. Rob S in 9th, and Pilgrim back in the pits, getting rid of the worn out softs. Probably going to go for another set of softs. And Dodgy in 11th, being closed up by some drivers about to lap him. Manny coming through. But nobody can touch this man. Dylan, even with his half a second penalty, is 9.5 seconds up the road from Mockin. Manny trying to make his way past Dodgy. He does. Backs off as he heads up towards turn 1. That's Manny to hold on to that. We Don't Belong Here is currently sitting in 4th position. Dizzy, not too sure what's happened to Dizzy, but he's struggling here. He's currently in 5th. See what happens. Again, he's putting in some pretty quick times, 25.3s. A long way down from his rival Dylan at the minute. In 6th, just sort of getting it the wrong way coming out of turn 1. Welly Bob 7th, S in 8th, Apache not too far behind in 9th. Oh, Pilgrim's got himself another penalty. So in 10th, 40 seconds behind Apache, 22 seconds ahead of Dodgy. Wrong here tonight then, Dylan. Let's go cockpit view and see what he's up to. Concentrating by the looks of it. Not lighting those rears up, that's for sure. Still holding 9.7s over Mocking Weeks. Now got himself 15 seconds between himself and Manny, so plenty of room between himself and 3rd position. We Don't Belong Here another 4.1 seconds back. Dizzy another 3.8 seconds back. He has got Dodgy just in front of him as well. Not anymore. Dodgy as well. Gets himself through, so he's now tucked onto the rear end of Dizzy. Just 3/4 of a second in between these two. Rally Bob 7th. Rob S in 8th. Apache 9th. Just coming out of the pits there. Fresh set of tyres on for Apache. Gets himself out in front of Pilgrim and Dodgy. Pilgrim sitting in 10th and Dodgy in 11th. Where is Dylan finding this time? 11.1 seconds now. Lucky Weeks is no slouch behind the wheel, that's for sure. Manny then a long way back, 14.1 seconds. Still got We Don't Belong here, just lurking. He's a little bit wide through there, but he's kept it on track. He's pulled more time over Dizzy. Looks like Dizzy's really struggling here. He's being closed up by Raffo now as well. He's just 0.6 of a second in it. Raffo well within that slipstream range. Will be closing up at every corner now. Dizzy really. See what happens up the start finish straight. Oof, we don't belong here. Where are you going? Did you just get it wrong coming out of the penultimate corner? I think you did. Raffo then closes up on Dizzy, not enough to make a move into turn 1. Just to get a good exit out of here though. With Raffo then chasing down Dizzy for that 4th place. It's a good drive out this time though. Dizzy, nothing he can do here. The power already down for Raffo. Dizzy's car. He's going to try and run it around the outside here, but it's not worked. He has to drop himself into 5th position. Raffo then through to 4th. Dizzy 5th. We Don't Belong here, getting it all wrong through the penultimate corner. Ended up on the grass. Currently 6th. Welly Bob 7th. Being closed up by Rob S in 8th. Just a second between those two. Apache in 9th. Pilgrim, no! He's got the last corner. Oh my god, oh my god. Raffo's had to take a detour around Pilgrim then. No harm done though. Pilgrim just trying to get himself back up to speed. But yeah, just getting that final corner wrong. He spun the rears up. He's got a little bit of front end damage to contend with as well now. Seconds down in 11th. So 4 minutes remaining. Dylan untouchable tonight in race 2. 40's way from the back of the pack all the way through to the front. He's currently sitting with an 11.7 second lead. Lucky Weeks trying everything he can, but straight line at the minute. Manny is up into 3rd position. Great big gap back to Raffo in 4th now. Dizzy losing more time, but the 2.5 back. Not sure what's happening with Dizzy. Got a ringer set in the seat tonight, Diz. What's happening? We Don't Belong here in 6th, being chased by Pilgrim at the minute. But Pilgrim out of that battle. Welly Bob 7th, being closed up even more by Rob S. So positions could change here before the end of the race. Just 0.6 of a second in it between these two. Dodgy another 45 seconds down. Pilgrim another 23 seconds down. 10 now repaired. Dodgy another 8.2 back, but let's keep an eye on this fight. Still 0.6 of a second in it between these two. Forward with Welly Bob then, looking at Rob S, chasing him down towards turn 2. Cruises up under braking. Oh, tiny bit of contact. Not enough to send either driver off track. Look at the gap that's developed then between Welly Bob and Rob S. From about 0.6 to about 0.9. So all that hard work from Rob S. Been thrown in the bin for now. 2 minutes left, so that's going to give him about a lap to try and make anything back of that. That is going to be very difficult now with almost a second gap. Who is that in front? Is that Dodgy? So, yes it is, so we might see Welly Bob getting a bit of toe off Dodgy here. That's going to affect Rob S's chances of closing up on Welly Bob. Struggling through there though. Rob S closes up again. And again, the tyres squealing on Welly Bob's. Let's put Rob S right back in an attacking position as they hit this final lap. Nowhere to go for now. Let's go and see what the front runners are up to. Again, Dylan found more time, 12.6 seconds. Another fastest lap, 1:21.4 right at the end of this race here. So 1 minute left on the clock. Dylan crosses the line to start his final lap. Rocky Weeks around that final corner. 12.7 seconds down though. Literally nothing to worry about behind. 21.2 seconds back from Manny. Rafa was another 5.7 seconds down. Dizzy another 2.4 seconds down. We don't belong here, 3.9 seconds back. A bit of a fight here. So Rob S has managed to get his way past Welly Bob then. It was looking like that was going to happen. Rob S then through into 7th. Welly Bob 8th. Patchy 9th. Dodgy in 10th. Pilgrim back at the back of the pack again in 11th, unfortunately. So, who's going to cross the line first? Could be. No. Where are you? Come on. Nobody. Could be Dylan then. It is. It's going to be Dylan that comes across the line first. Takes the race win here for race 2, 13.3 seconds over Mocky Weeks. Force to be reckoned with then Dylan in the GR2s. Second for Mockin, so 2 good results for him tonight, 3rd and a 2nd. And he's going to come home in 3rd position. He took a win last week as well, so we'll see what that does to the points next week. The drivers crossing the line. So Manny takes 3rd then. Raffo is going to come home for 4th. Dizzy 5th. Just we don't belong here. Right behind him for 6th. Rob S taking 7th ahead of Welly Bob. Then for Rob, 8th for Welly Bob. Patchy's already crossed the line. Dodgy takes 10th, and we've already seen Pilgrim cross the line as well for 11th. So that is it. Race win under the belt for Dylan here tonight then. 1 for Diz and 1 for Dylan. Again, we'll see what that does to the championship points next week. Good racing again. I was expecting a lot more spinning around, to be perfectly honest, these GR2s in the wet. Well held Mockin for getting it all wrong through that penultimate turn as well. I thought that was all going to go skew whiff, but managed to hold on to it. Good lad. Right, I'm not hanging about all night for the timer to run out. There you go, it's done now anyway. And there you go, round 2 of P1's Nissan 16S GR2 League. That was round 2 from Red Bull Ring. We were at St. Croix last week. I'm not sure where we are next week, but same time, same place. Sunday night, 9 o'clock, that's where we're going to be. Still nothing on the horizon for the minis yet. Still nothing on the horizon for the Team Oliver Racing League. GTTCC starts up in April, so get ready for that on Friday nights. Again, I'll be covering Fusion League in that one. And as and when I hear anything about the minis or any of the other leagues, I'll stick it up on the Facebook page. Other than that, I hope you've liked what you've watched. If you have, give it a like, comment, subscribe, share it out, that sort of stuff. Most of all, tell your mates, tell your mums. My name's Dark Smoker. I'm out of here.